Hi, Cancer. This is your love reading for Libra season. And you do have the King of Wands showing already. You may be very much at one with a fire energy, a fire sign, or someone who embodies their traits, someone charming, intense, bold, passionate. Maybe you are very much at one with an entrepreneur energy. But we are talking about your love life. And again, we are talking about Libra season 2008, which I know that we are already a week into at this point. So that's why we're jumping right into your energies and messages. Skipping right ahead to what you can expect throughout the rest of Libra season, and then we'll pull a card to look at Scorpio season as well, where all of this is headed. It looks like some Cancers are, while they're very much intertwined with a fire sign currently, they find themselves interacting with a significant earth sign. Interacting with in some way. Some of you are, are flirting with this person, considering this person. Some are just dealing with this energy invading in their love life. So for some, it's an earth sign that maybe is interested in you, and or you're maybe interested in them. But for others, it's an earth sign coming in that's interested in your partner. Now, if we're not looking at a fire and or earth sign energy, we're still definitely looking at, like I said, this intense, passionate, fiery energy, and it is yours. You're either intertwined with this person, feeling at one with them, or you are on fire for them. You are holding a flame for someone, because some of you this reading definitely can apply and will in some way apply to singles as well as those in a relationship. So a lot of Cancers are at a place where they're holding a torch for someone, right? Whether they're actually in a relationship with that person or not at this time. And I think, Cancers, that in the realm of our love lives this season, we're feeling very proud and capable. Proud of the partner that we're with, proud of the relationship we're in, or if we're single, proud of what we've got going on to attract the partner we want, or enjoy our single life before, we at some point, do find ourselves back in a relationship. Now, some Cancers are, as I said, holding a torch for this fire sign energy that you're very much intertwined with, entangled with. You either have a family with them already, or you're hoping to with these children around our King of Wands here. And those fire signs, of course, are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And things are going so well that this season you're looking at, talking about, or maybe just fantasizing about, but in a very significant way, marriage, a deep commitment, a ritual of some sort to solidify your commitment to this person. Maybe it's sort of a soulful marriage. It's a bonding on a you know, personal level, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, between the two of you, which to me is, you know, much more significant. But it could be talking about that as well as an actual legal marriage. And like I said, it could, you know, it's not that like everyone is going to get proposed to in Libra season. Some of you, that may be the case. Maybe that marriage is actually talked about in some way between you and your partner. But for others of you, for others of us, it's just that we're quite fixated on this King of Wands, and so, you know, we become married to the idea of them. We become very committed to the relationship. I see family and kids as a real issue here. So one of you may already have a child from some other relationship. But for those of you who don't actually have physical, you know, real life kids involved in the situation yet, it just may be that it's a very significant season for you because you realize that you want to marry this person and or have a family and kids with them, and or vice versa. Whether you actually speak it out loud to one another or not. With it showing up like this in the reading, I have a feeling though that it's actually talked about for a lot of Cancers who are dealing with a fire sign. Your relationship for others, for others who are in a relationship with this mature, masculine, fiery energy, again, whether or not that's an actual fire sign or just someone who embodies the fire sign's qualities and traits. Some of those who are coupled with that fire sign are at a point where you know, not only are you committed, but you're falling into a routine with them. I'm not saying that you're falling into a rut necessarily. It's just that you've been together long enough that there is room for the word routine, right? So this fire sign energy, especially if you're a female energy involved with a masculine fire sign, this fire sign energy, regardless of how committed you are or aren't, whether you've been together a long time, or are in a relationship that's fresh and new or hasn't even completely begun yet. More so for those Cancers that are in something fresh and new with the fire sign. But across the board, you've probably had to come to terms with the fact that this fiery energy is very sociable and charming and attracts a lot of attention and has a close relationship with nature in all facets, which also means human beings. I mean, they're generally fascinated by and lit up by interaction with other people, and there are a lot of other potential partners, other females, if you are the female, interested in this, in your man. And even if there's no one specific that you know about, you just know that he's this personality type, he or she. I think you're very much, you're very well aware of that, and there's this message here that you find yourself in mid-Libra season needing to have faith in them and in the relationship and in the commitment and in their feelings for you, what the two of you have, your potential, your spark, your chemistry, magnetism. And honestly, maybe like true love and shared emotional fulfillment for a lot of you, with the Ten of Cups showing up as your advice. It's like your advice is to focus on the potential for shared emotional fulfillment here, or the fact that you already have it with them, the family you could have. There's so much about family here, and children, you know. I mean, this fire sign has 3 younger, youthful energies around him, so maybe could represent either. I see it as both messages, you know, children or just younger energies interested in this fire sign. But then there's also, you know, a little one in the Hierophant's pocket. And then, of course, there's this family pictured on your advice. Now, you know, that is not to say, you know, that the advice is to start a family right now, to go ahead with that immediately. I'll let you look at these with me now. But it is maybe to say that the advice is to focus again on the potential for that, the fact that this could be a partner for that, or, you know, not to focus on how many energies are interested in said partner, when you could instead focus on your future, your potential family, right? There is a major perspective shift in your love life, regarding your love life, whether it's your own or a partner's or a potential partner's, that's showing up here in Scorpio season. Possibly a perspective shift because of an untruth, false information, a lie even, probably a shift in perspective that stems from a missed opportunity to communicate. Now that blankets over top of, you know, lies and false information, right? The most mild version to me of the Ace of Swords is just, you know, a missed opportunity to communicate. And it, like, and but you know, before Scorpio season is over, I think the give and take is well, apparent in your relationship. But also, more so, I see this message here of, you know, someone is withholding a truth come Scorpio season. Again, either just because an opportunity to communicate has been missed, or information has been miscommunicated. You know, you attempted to communicate it, or they attempted to communicate it, but it just was misinterpreted. And whichever one or the other parties involved in this scenario in your love life come Scorpio season, is only giving so much information. What, you know, you see, they have a lot more to say than what they're telling you, or vice versa if it's you. But then that person is not able to hold on to that for long. If you're dealing with a Scorpio energy, Cancers, it looks like Scorpio season is bringing some misinformation from a Scorpio energy, possibly. Or it has to do with something from your past that wants to come back, that you just don't want to come back. Maybe that's where the lie, the mistruth, the miscommunication happened. Maybe that actually happened in the past, and so it's just being revealed in Scorpio season. It could be something old, and it, you know, it wants to be resurrected. The issue wants to be brought up again. This mistruth, untruth, false information is present. It's either, you know, it's either an old lie that becomes relevant and maybe even revealed in Scorpio season, or it's false information that is sort of, that's put out there and planted in Scorpio season 2018. Yeah, then we have the Magician showing. Okay. Yeah, trick or treat. Trick or treat come Halloween time. This can be a trickster. Someone using sleight of hand. But what okay, I have to say though, what I'm talking about for a lot of us Cancers is a perspective shift that has to happen because we weren't being completely honest with ourselves about something. Now, possibly someone who we know has been a trickster in our life, or this Magician is talking about maybe an Aries energy, which could fall in line with our King of Wands here. And the perspective shift could be, for some of us Cancers, about realizing that we can have it all with this energy, whereas with this fiery energy, possibly Aries energy, whereas before, you know, we weren't convinced. We were, like I said, maybe focusing on all the energies around them that were interested in them more than necessary, and failing to focus the due amount of attention and energy on, you know, our potential for shared emotional fulfillment with them. What this, you know, can just represent that shared emotional fulfillment, whether or not we're actually ready for a family. But, you know, it looks like come Scorpio season, with nothing more than a perspective shift, you can manifest whatever it is, you know, that your heart desires. Even if I'm talking about a perspective shift that comes after a lie told and or revealed. For some of you, what I'm saying is you and your partner can manifest whatever you want. You've got the world at your fingertips. You have it all together. But for some of you, what I'm saying is, you know, there will be this perspective shift because there's false information, misinformation, miscommunication, and or a lie revealed. And you alone can walk away from that situation knowing that you alone can manifest whatever you want. Again, you have the world at your fingertips. It's just a perspective shift away, because I don't think that for most Cancers, the case is that this partner is lying to you. I really do think across the board, for most of us, this Ace of Swords reverse is talking about miscommunication and or, my goodness, Soon. Sorry, my cat, she gets wheezy. She sounds like a little monster stumbling around. Calm down. I do think that this Ace of Swords is a perspective shift for most of us. But for those few Cancers who do encounter intentional false information or a lie or a betrayal of sorts, it's just a perspective shift away. It will be in Libra season, Scorpio season, actually. It will be in Scorpio season, just a perspective shift away to realize that you're actually relieved to be rid of that energy. You don't want that person betraying you staying in your life. And as I say that, I've got the Five of Wands, Five of Fire showing up with the King of Wands here. So, you know, while you're very much fixated on someone either intertwined with a fire sign, fiery energy, or carrying a torch and flame for them or someone, there are some disagreements related to that individual, to that person, to that torch you're carrying. I still see the message, again, probably because they have a lot of other people interested in them, or they're just very charismatic and they flirt, they get a lot of attention, and it's playful to them. They don't take it seriously. That's the message I get with the Five of Wands. You know, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. The flirtation is probably, you know, just friendly and playful, and their attitude toward, you know, your little bit of jealousy maybe is playful, but it's I mean, it's sort of like ego drama, and it's certainly, for most Cancers, for most of us, the message is that it can be dismissed, sure, but it can just as easily build in a very toxic way. I mean, it's not building toward anything good. That's what we know. We know that type of energy is not building toward anything good. It can be dismissed, but it can sneak right past you and start building instead into something major and toxic. I mean, jealousy is a super low emotion to bring to the table. But now, if this person, if you and this person are having, you know, straight arguments about your childhood beliefs, which the Five of Wands can also speak to, and it doesn't have it to do with outside energies influencing you, then you know, that's a different story. Those may be things that are that feel more like impasses, like things you can't get past. But with the Marriage card and the Ten of Cups showing up and the World card, I hear again the message that it really would just be a perspective shift away for the two of you to get on the same page. And I think that could be the message too, if it is other energies interfering in your relationship and maybe some jealousy or whatever, you know, you can still dismiss that energy and get on the same page. I think some meditation is in order to accomplish that, some rest and contemplation, both alone and with your partner. The two of you need to spend time together, and you need to go within and spend time showing gratitude for having made it to the point you're at now, whether you're partnered or not, whether you're single or with somebody. And then also gratitude for what you all have learned from each other, taught each other, given each other, or again, if you're single, you know, just the lessons that have led you to the point you're at in your love life now. It looks like that you know, that even what I really see here is the message of including meditation, starting to include meditation in your daily routine as a ritual, and to be faithful to that ritual. And that is what's really going to offer you this perspective shift that keeps being mentioned, Cancers. It doesn't, whether you're single, partnered, dealing with an issue within your partnership or not, there's this necessity for a perspective shift coming in Scorpio season that hands you the damn world. You feel on top of it. You feel like you have it at your fingertips. That's why it's the perfect card to represent the ability to manifest anything, which we are all always capable of, but you have to have that perspective shift where you believe it and you realize it and you empower yourself, and invest in yourself. And what really normally offers a perspective shift like that, Cancers, I'm sure you all know, is not just one epiphany, one crazy trip, or one wild night, or one deep meditation session in a float tank. I mean, those things are amazing, and you can have deep spiritual experiences in one fell swoop, yes, but what will reshape a perspective and allow you a new outlook on the world, and allow you to reshape your own behavioral patterns, is to start a new pattern, is to not just meditate once, not just go within and show gratitude once, but to do that every day. And I'm sure as I'm saying that I'm talking to a lot of people who already do. I know my habit, my pattern is to fall off. I'll do it for a month, my gratitude journal and my meditation with my yoga every morning. And then, for example, just recently I moved. I'll get busy with something that's major like that. And in my mind and my heart and even out loud, I'll say, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't not sleep. I can't not eat. I'm in the middle of a move. It is what it is. And, I think that's who I'm talking to. People who know what I'm saying. They already do that. They already have that as part of their ritual. But if you've fallen off at all, it's loud and clear that is going to be a big part of alleviating whatever tension is in your love life at this time, whether that's arguments with a partner, jealousy about energies outside your partnership, or any disagreements that you may be having with yourself about whomever it is that you're so interested in or invested in. So this perspective shift in Scorpio season, as you're finishing out Libra season, has to do with absolution, someone being completely forgiven for their mistakes, their sins, and having their karma cleared. It's like one or both of you, in this partnership or potential partnership, are having this perspective shift in order to forgive yourselves, to forgive one or the other of you, or both. I don't know. I don't see indications of what's happened. I don't think we're talking about anything that's actually happened in the relationship. If it is, it's old. And, we always say it's all perspective, everything's perspective. But I definitely have to push that home here, because the advice is clearly that you are enjoying, or you have the opportunity to enjoy a shared emotional fulfillment with whatever partner you're with, or whomever, you know, you have your eye and your mind and your heart set on at this time. You don't want to go anywhere. You know, the advice is not to. The advice is to sink your teeth right into this beautiful shared emotional fulfillment that you've already got going on. And the overall unifying message that I'm seeing here in the SpirtSong tarot deck is that you have the ability to sort of, the two of you even have the ability to sort of sneak away with this treasure that you found, okay, with the Seven of Swords here. It's the Seven of Feathers in this deck. It's the Seven of Air, though. And it actually notes preparation and resourcefulness. And then you have the High Priestess right underneath. It's like, and it's fated. I think that, you know, the two of you are fated to be together. Again, if you're not in a partnership yet, then whomever you're carrying this flame and this torch for, I feel like it's fated with the wheel showing up. I feel like you feel, Cancers, like you have this well-kept secret, and like you're sort of sneaking off with this person, because like I said, they have many energies interested in them. And so to some extent, you know, a little part of you, I'm not saying that you're terribly insecure, but a little part of you feels like, you know, am I really going to get away with this? You know, am I really going to get this commitment? Maybe, you know, very serious commitment, this shared fulfillment, this ability for the two of us to build the life we want together. All the potential is there and it's meant to be, but it's hard for you to believe. Even if, you know, you've come to terms with, then that might be what a lot of this absolution and forgiveness is about. You know, we have to know our own worth and know that we are good enough for this person and that we deserve this partnership. And if there's any part of us that still feels guilty from things from our past, or like there's some reason to think that maybe we don't measure up or won't at some point, you know, there's this need to forgive ourselves and allow one another to be joyfully naked in front of each other. This is who I am. These are what my flaws are. This is what I have to offer. This is what I bring to the table. I know I'm not perfect. I know I've made mistakes, but hey, I love myself. And that allows you to truly love them too. And, you know, you don't need to keep any secrets with them. Not if it's the relationship that you're looking for. And once you get to that point where you've forgiven yourself for your past mistakes, and so you can clearly see and love one another honestly and openly in a way that takes into account your flaws and forgives them, that's the hardest part. That's the major work being in the past at that point. And if you do allow yourself to sneak away with this amazing treasure you have, this partnership, this, you know, even though that's what it feels like to you, it feels like you're stealing. Maybe some of you are, since I'm getting that message. Maybe some of you, a few of you, are in a situation where you feel kind of like you've stolen somebody. But you're gaining, and I think it's together. This ladybug, the Five of Crystals in reverse, actually notes persistence and new possibilities, and it's in the reverse. So, you know, I don't think they want any of these new options that are available to them. And I think you may be afraid that they're sneaking, that they're not telling you all of what's going on with all of these these energies that are very interested in their charming, sociable selves around them. But in fact, the fact of the matter is, it's more that you have the opportunity to sneak away with this treasure. You do deserve it. You are worthy. You are that lucky. It is fated. You do fit. And you're headed toward gains. Go ahead and sneak off together, you know? You're headed toward gains. And it's not really sneaking off. It may be what it feels like in your mind. But it's just about this. It's really just about acknowledging that, like I said, they're not interested in their new possibilities with somebody else, and acknowledging that, again, you know, you do deserve this thing that I'm getting the feeling it seems too good to be true. And normally, yes, I agree. If it seems too good to be true, it is. But your advice is to stay stuck. Your advice is not to go anywhere. And of course, you know, if you're in a situation that is toxic or abusive in any way, don't take my advice. Don't take my tarot cards advice. You know what I mean? My tarot cards, the tarot cards. You know, don't take don't deny what you know you want and need, of course. But if the rest of it has resonated in a good way, Spirit here is just sort of confirming that, yep, you do have as good of a thing going on as you think, and you don't need to try to create a problem, try to create a reason to leave. And yeah, some of you are feeling like, this is weird, but I think I'm not sure exactly how to phrase what I'm saying. This is going to sound kind of weird, but it's like a lot of you are sensing the 6 and 7 of Swords energy. You're sensing the energy of someone staying put, docking their boat and sitting when there are other places that they could go, that they could take that boat. And you're sensing the energy of someone sort of sneaking away with something precious. And some of you are incorrectly applying it to your partner being the one who's sneaking and being the one who's feeling stuck. When it's actually, like I said, it's you that is, you're actually in a situation where you want to and can and should stay put, and it's maybe just a little scary, and so you're looking for a way out, almost like self-saboteur supreme, like, you know, some of you, a few Cancers, not all. I'm not ending this beautiful reading on a negative note. I won't, but it's just misplaced. It's like you sense this energy there, and you find it, and you grab a hold of it, and you're placing it somewhere it doesn't belong. Now, for others, for even fewer Cancers still, this 7 of Swords energy is saying, yeah, somebody is being sneaky. There is a betrayal happening. This person does feel stuck, and they are being more flirtatious than they're admitting to with the energies interested in them around them, and you wouldn't like it. There's secrets. But that is for very, very, very few Cancers. We would need a personal reading to dig in much deeper, but that's for very few Cancers. With everything else that I see showing up right, that message is not the strongest one coming through, okay? Yeah, for most of you, it's a matter of allow this perspective shift to happen. Allow yourself to realize that, you know, if anybody's sneaking off with anything, it's, you know, it's you feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky to have this precious thing. I must be stealing something. And even that is not the case. I see the two of you, again, accepting and forgiving one another's and your own flaws and moving forward from there, able to manifest absolutely anything you want. This is the two, if as a partnership, the two of you being able to build what you want. And if you're single and remaining single throughout Libra season and going into Scorpio season, then it's about you shifting your perspective and forgiving yourself in that way, because that is something that you need to do in order to have the partnership you want at some point. Right? Once your karma is clear and you truly forgive yourself and you truly can be joyfully naked in front of others, completely okay with your mistakes and your flaws showing, from that space, that is where you're able to manifest whatever you want, Cancers. And that, of course, could mean, calling in a soulmate or soul match or whatever partner, divine partner of some type that you would then be ready for, right? Okay, I think we've gone the longest with the Cancer readings. In every reading I say, oh, I've gone over, and I swear they just keep getting longer. But I hope that helped. I hope it gave you some insight. I hope it offered you something that you didn't have when you came to the reading, Cancers. Thank you all for liking and subscribing. If you do, welcome, Lunarticks. And thank you for comments and shares and messages, and for excusing my smudged eyeliner, and for supporting me through donations and orders. I'm truly grateful for all of our energy exchanges. If you are interested in a personal reading, just scroll down to the description box. You'll see all my options there, or you can check the About section of my YouTube channel, lunartickstarot@gmail.com, if you want to get in touch with me. The autumn readings are up as well, so I will link the water sign autumn readings in the description for you as well, Cancers. There are individual readings within that recording. You can find Cancer time-stamped. I think it's the first one anyway. And otherwise, I love you, Cancer, and I hope you make very wise choices moving through Libra season and into Scorpio season. And I love reading for you, and I will post another tarot fix for you very soon.